Welcome to Horns Up. I'm Peter.
And I'm Animesh. And
I'm a guy doing a handstand. Whatever.
it's time to get fisted.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, not that way. It's because we're talking to Zach from Skullfist, or as his Zoom handle says, Popsicle Pete. What the fuck is up with that?
So when the label wanted to release the record, they wanted to hear the record, and I was like, okay, I'll upload it for you. And when I uploaded it as the band was called Popsicle Pete, and the album was called The Frozen Testicles.
Are you pulling our legs or
no? Swear to God. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so this is not Shantaram shit.
No. This is and then my buddy Prabhakar, he showed up and he's like, bro, get in the cab. And I was like, all right, let's smoke opium. No, and what's funny is that I left that link up for a while and they were using that link to send it out for reviews. So every person that reviewed the record seen Popsicle Pete and the Frozen Testicles.
But other than ready to yank our chain, how are you doing today, Zach?
I was doing pretty good until I fell off that hole. Yeah. I did that joke already. That's why it's less funny for the viewers. No, I'm good. I'm sitting on my ass. It's cold as shit in my fucking basement, though. Which hence the sweaters and the two.
What's the temperature like?
Minus 8,000.
Minus 8,000. That's like
yeah.
What? Fuck. Some new scale.
Well, considering here I'm dabbing my head with a towel and it's past 10:30 p.m. at night, you can tell how hot it is here. But
I can tell how hot it is because everything behind you is all hazy. And that's like the heat, the humidity. It's insane. That's what Mumbai looks like.
Yep.
But, to kind of get on with the conversation, because there's so much to talk to you about your fourth album, Paid in Full. I mean, it's been less than a week. And I have to ask you, because I subscribe to your mailing list. So I've been getting the updates from there over the years.
The weekly fist?
Yeah, the weekly fist. I love the horoscope, by the way. That's the first thing I do when I read it, just to see in there. But tell me, how does it feel now that the album is finally out?
It's great. My constipation has gone away, which is good. I've been back to regular bowel movements, and I don't know if I should do this the whole time. It's hard. I can answer a question seriously, or I could give the worst answer ever. So I always have to pick which times I do it. No, it's good. It's nice to be done. It's nice to not have to deal with that shit. I think the biggest problem over the last 2 months has been fucking being stuck on my computer all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
I like going on the computer to play a video game or something, but emailing and posting shit, updating the horoscopes, people need to know if they're going to fall in love this month, So it's a big task and a big undertaking, but like I said, somebody's got to guide people with horoscopes.
Yeah. And I don't know, when I was thinking about it, right, because I've been following you guys for a while, and strange thing is when we were discussing our common connection, at least your former guitarist Johnny Nestor, you said that you actually played in his band Maniac. So can't believe we actually saw each other.
That was how he joined Skullfist. He owed me a favor because I played bass in his band. So then when I needed a bass player, he played bass in Skullfist in the beginning. And that's how we became, around there we became really good friends. And now we're mortal enemies, but we became really good friends for a while. I'm just kidding. We're still friends.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't believe it's been 5 years since your last album. I mean, so I'm very curious. When did you actually start writing Paid in Full? I mean, and how the songs kind of evolved since then?
So after every record we've done, something stupid happens and bad. So after we did Way of the Road, I wanted to release the album just 2 years after. So I started writing the record in 2019. I had everything ready to go in 2019. And then at the beginning of 2020, we recorded the music for it. It was supposed to come out, mid whatever, like September 2020, and then like everyone in the world, caught a cold, and we all had a terrible time. I'm kidding about the cold thing. It was a bad thing, and and so I just kept waiting. Actually, when we were recording the record, it was like right at the beginning of the Corona stuff, and I remember us sitting down, being like, "Oh yeah, there's like some virus," and we were like, "Yeah, who cares? It's just gonna go away in a month, like SARS or something."
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, I was right.
Absolutely. What virus?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Oh,
trust me, if you walk around the streets of Bombay right now, it kind of seems like that. What virus?
what see, like, yeah, like that's like, I guess now it's like, it's hard, right? Because like it's like, is it back to life, back to normal, or is it not? You know what I mean? It's like everyone, it totally is this thing where if some people are like, dude, yeah, everything's cool, man, let's get drunk, and then some guys are like, I'm staying home. So I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about any of those things. I just sit at home. We did try to get it out within 2 years instead of 4 years.
Okay, cool. I wanted to actually check with you about your album title. What exactly is being paid in full?
We spelt it wrong. It was actually paid in full, and and I am a terrible speller. Clearly, my vocabulary is just between Surfer and Bill and Ted's. And no, paid in full. It was just I moved into the bush a couple of years ago, probably like 3-4 years ago, and I became one of those disgruntled hillbilly guys that sits in jogging pants and just yells at the clouds. Goddamn clouds, get out of the way. And so paid in full was just my way of saying I don't want to deal with anybody's crap anymore. That I've done it. I've been there. I've been in there. I was right up inside the whole maniacal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in, self-indulgence in a sense, I was right in there, but I'm not anymore. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is again someone who's been listening to you guys for a while. Paid in Full has a kind of different sound of sorts, but it's still at its essence skull fizz, right? So when you're writing, music, how do you know like this is a fucking skull fizz riff?
Well, usually I hear it from the voice of God. Thou shalt be fisted.
For a second, while you were raising your hand, I genuinely was expecting you to conjure up a goblet and just go like
like that. Yeah, exactly. The Gorgoroth thing, man. Jesus Christ. I say that joke to JJ all the time. I'm always fucking for Satan. Just so good, man. So good.
Oh man.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm making a song and I think I'm making a Skullfist song, then it becomes too mellow.
Really?
And I wind up just using it for my solo crap there. And sometimes I've done a solo track where I said, fuck, you know what? If I speed this up and just chug it on the electric versus acoustic, this is a Skullfist track. So like sometimes it's, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't really know what you're doing until you finish it, right?
What's the filter? Like, is there a way for you to describe that filter to us? Like, what's that switch? This is Skullfist, this isn't.
I mean, some stuff you can, you know what I mean? Some stuff works both ways. It's like, I remember when I did Ride On years ago, I knew that song could have been done in a different way. And so years later, I re-recorded it as like a folk rock song. And I think that if you didn't hear the original Skullfist song and you heard it as acoustic, you wouldn't have known the difference. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have known the difference of what it was written for. So I think so you can take, I mean, you're not going to take fucking Rhapsody and turn it into a folk song there. I mean, that's not going to happen, but I don't think Breaking the Law is ever going to fucking, sound like that. But I think like a lot of times it's like it's all about how you present it. Like, you know, you can take a lot of Skullfist songs, slow them down and switch the instruments. Like I remember I jam out this version of I'm in the middle of my friend was coming down to come and talk to me, and she's like and then looked at the screen and it was like and I have this jam version of Sign of the Warrior that sounds like it's just easier if I explain it like this. So like Sign of the Warrior, right? You guys know the song Sign of the Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go like this, oh, I'm way out of tune. Hold on. I'm out of tune, but it sounds so it's now it sounds like a fucking folk song or something, right? Like a train thing. And if you smack on your feet, and if you're smacking it on your feet, it
and played on a banjo.
Well, yeah, if I had, that honestly, I don't have a mandolin or a banjo. I would probably never be able to play banjo. I feel like it would be a hard task. But so that's why I put my capo up really high to get that fucking, it has this nice fucking, like one of those ding dongs in the fucking taverns there, and with a cape, a cloak on or something, and he's like,
Almighty,
and sign after sign, I am bound to the steel. This is my time. I can feel it deal, the sign of the warrior.
Oh, damn.
That's fucking, so you can take anything and turn it into whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
I had this old song called Dancing on the Rain, a solo song.
Okay.
And I had a version of it that I made it sound like a techno song for no reason at all. I was just bored. I was just bored, and I was like, yeah, this will be hilarious, And it's like, so I think a lot of stuff you could rework in any, you know what I mean? If you fuck around with it, you can turn anything
But
into
wait,
whatever
I
you
have
want.
to ask you then, right? Since you said you've taken some of the songs and used it in your solo material and kind of made it folkier. Have you noticed then your writing has kind of shifted in a way that you now know that, okay, if this is going to be mellower, it's going to be my solo stuff, and this is what it's going to be for Skullfist? Like, have you been able to differentiate or separate them?
Yeah. Now, yeah. I mean, generally, I don't really bother to, I mean, sometimes I do. Like, sometimes I think a lot of times, like with Skullfist stuff, when I'm actually practicing singing, a lot of times I jam them on the acoustic. So, but I usually tend to just put them in random keys. I just move the capo around all the time. If I want to push my chest a little bit better, because I had to do all these new things after I got surgery. I had to kind of relearn how to sing. So I had to do chest exercises and falsetto exercises, blah, 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 that shit. And so I would put the capo around in different places just to sing it higher and keep pushing my chest voice. And then I'd get to a certain point where I cracked, and then I'd look around, make sure nobody was watching. The male guy standing outside the window, give me the finger. Sounds like shit, bro. Back down a few steps. Thank you, Amazon guy.
What's your vocal range like now?
That's pretty shitty.
No, man.
It's not very high.
Doesn't seem like that.
I can do what I need to do, but it takes a fucking shit ton of effort out of me. Like, because I generally singing, I have a lower voice singing. And when I started Skullfist, I had no idea that it was going to do this. You know what I mean? I had no idea I'd be doing this forever. Like I remember when I recorded, No False Metal, that used to be the hardest song ever for me to sing. For the first probably 6-7 years, man, I swear to God, every time I'd sing that song, I'd get lightheaded and I'd fucking get all woozy sometimes because it was so hard for me anyway. Like, a lot of other guys could probably sing it like nothing. But for me, it was hard as shit. And I was like, fuck, like, why didn't I put this in an easier key?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just could have put it down a few steps and then problem solved. So it was kind of I don't mind. It's a little bit easier singing now. Like Way of the Road, it was a lot harder. This album was a lot easier. So it's like, but you have to, if I'm going to sing, like post surgery, it's like the only shitty thing is that like, I can't just start singing. It takes me 30 minutes to warm up. Yeah. It takes me 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes of doing exercises. And then my voice will start working. It's like my vocal cords are now naturally really stiff. So,
okay. I guess that's the reason, right? I mean, Peter, remember when we were discussing the album, one of your first reactions was, Zach sounds really different on this album.
Yeah, that was like the first thing. And I remember like there's one thing when you hear the singles and then you hear like the album the way it is back to back. And I was like, fuck. And that's the thing, right? Especially when you compare it and if you listen to Way of the Road and Paid in Full back to back, that's the first thing that kind of stands out, right? Is just the vocals, just the way it is. And this is my personal interpretation, is that the production was like natural and more warmer, right?
On which one?
On this one.
This one.
So Way of the Road was like, I spent weeks recording those vocals. I'd spend days recording a few lines because I could barely sing because it was fairly close after surgery, right? And the difference was like, in order to get out the notes, I had to use a whinier voice.
Okay.
And I had to sing fucking na 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 versus yeah. Like one is more in, one is a bit more out.
Yeah.
And so that was the difference, was that like I started adding more chest to my voice now than during those times. And then the previous albums, they were all fucking like helium. You know what I mean? Everything was fucking like everything was just really high up in like the nose voice where I sound like a little girl that smokes cigarettes or something, I'm commanding the night, Some guys like it, some guys don't.
Yeah.
I think that comes down to like your personal preference, right? In terms of
totally.
So, yeah.
All right.
I remember when some guys would shit on it hard. Some guys would be like, "This band is a great band, but that fucking chick sucks at singing." I remember seeing a review for Heavier Than Metal once years ago, long time ago, the EP, when we had Allison in the band, the girl drummer.
Correct,
they thought she was the singer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is that a compliment?
Sign after sign. I am bad. I don't know. People used to compare me to Vince Neil. They'd be like, "Man, dude, you sound like Vince Neil." And I'm always like, is that a compliment though? Like,
well, it depends on.
I love Vince Neil.
Right?
Which Vince Neil? Yeah, true.
Recent Vince Neil, no way, it's a compliment.
I do like Vince Neil. I like his voice. I like everything that he did. I think he's one of the mellowest guys in Motley Crue.
Yeah,
I think he, aside from Mick Mars, Mick Mars doesn't really talk much anyway. But Vince Neil, I think, is the most level-headed. Other than because I think Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx, like those guys are pretty weird, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like they say some shit that I'm like, I wouldn't have said that, man. You don't. I wouldn't say that. Hey, you sound like a dick, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're nice guys. I have no idea. But Vince Neil's
sure
cool.
They're nice guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we're talking vocals, which song would you say has the vocal line that you're really proud of from Paid in Full?
All of them.
Fabulous. So that was going to segue into let's play that song. But now that you said all of them, let's just play the whole album.
No, let's. I think. Paid in Full was a bitch to sing because the verses were sang high. Originally, the demo was a step up, so the verses were a full step higher. And
wow, okay,
yeah, and so I did it on the demo, and I was like, dude, I'm never gonna be able to do this live. That's not gonna happen. That's never gonna fucking happen. So when I recorded the record, I was like, no, I'm going down. I gotta go down. Like, I'm not pulling that No False Metal shit on myself again. You know,
Okay.
and so.
You should release that someday.
The demo, I mean, it's bad. It's not a good demo. Our demos are like, I don't do proper solos on the demos. I just fake the shit out of them because I don't feel like writing them yet. So almost, and even the vocals too. Like sometimes I won't even, like I know it's out of key, but I don't feel like redoing it. I'm like, it's just the demo. I don't care. But I mean, yeah, we should. But yeah, but I think vocal melodies. I think I like Crush, Kill, Destroy, the chorus.
Okay.
But only because I had written that chorus like 3 times before I finally settled on something. Because there's no progression in it, right? Like it just stays on the A note. And it was so weird to me to try it because I usually don't do that. I always follow a progression in a chorus. And that one just stayed on a chug riff. So I had to try and figure out how to make it appealing in a sense. So I mean, musically, it's not fucking the best or anything there, but there's no Bob Dylan shit there, but you get the point.
Alrighty, so should we play Crush, Kill, Destroy? Should we play Paid in Full?
Play Paid in Full. That's better. My favorite vocals are the song Paid in Full. I sound like a dead cat.
Here it is.
I am no longer your slave. The debt has been paid in full.
and full. With my blood and sound, still alone, trapped in the underground. Buy my new album. Sorry.
Since you have the
That could
guitar
come in
with
after,
you,
you know?
since you have the guitar with you, is there a lick or a riff
Oh, I
on
can't
the
hear you
album
guys
that you're
anymore.
really proud of?
Sorry, say that again.
Since you have the guitar with you, is there a lick or a riff on the album that you're really proud of? Something that perhaps you set like you set as a challenge to yourself. Hey, maybe I should. Can I really play that?
This one, no, probably not. Yeah, there is, but I couldn't play it on acoustic, and it's cold as balls down here. And any other excuse I could think of not to do it. No, I think something that I really liked the solo section in Warrior of the North. I thought that was just a fun solo section. It does like that. It's like. Something like that. I don't know. But then the lead over it, that was fun. Paid in Full had a fun thing. I can't sweep on an acoustic, but whatever. Did a bunch of sweepy things. That was kind of fun. Actually, the solo in For the Last Time, I think, was my favorite one, the tapping one. I'm not going to do that on the, yeah. I don't know. I liked, not that it was a hard solo or, anything like that. I just liked the melody of the tapping.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I thought it, I liked the way it sounded. That was, and that's probably it.
Okay.
And I liked the middle section of For the Last Time. The fucking, what keeps me waiting? Here I am fading away. That thing. And I really like this other song I've been working on. There's colors on the streets. Why do I sing that? Red, white-eyed, and blue. People shuffling their feet. People sleeping in their poo.
Peter, all okay?
I had coffee.
Sorry?
I had coffee.
Nothing. All okay? You suddenly went like way down for a while.
No.
Are you just enjoying the lovely session that
I'm just enjoying the
at the moment?
soothing. I'm just enjoying the soothing sounds.
Sick, bro. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Okay. I remember.
Somebody go and find Prabhakar. Because I'm pretty sure that he didn't die.
Listen, for all the things that you're saying, I swear tomorrow morning I'll take a taxi and I'll ask the taxi guy what's his name, and it might be Prabhakar. So I'll
cool. Is it a common name?
It's a very common name.
Very common name.
It's a pretty common name.
It's like if I throw a stone, I'll probably find one Prabhakar.
Fuck.
Come on, it's like Peter, John, Adam, Paul. Come on. What are the odds?
Mike. Fuck. John is the worst. I would never want to be a John. I don't know. I wouldn't. I think John, man, I bet you Johnny was John. He just started calling himself Johnny.
Yeah, because he got sick.
Yeah, and you got to do something else here. Jan doesn't work, so we're going with Johnny. I miss the old names, I miss like fucking Myrtle and stuff, like those are the good ones. How come there are no people named Myrtle anymore?
I don't know.
Good question.
I mean, my wife is Karen, and in the last couple of years, no one's naming their kids Karen. So
that's a hard one. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. It's like what after Game of Thrones or during Game of Thrones, everybody started naming their kid Daenerys or whatever. And then they found out at the end she's total nuts. They're like, shit. Is it too late to abort?
Probably.
Terrible joke.
But
terrible joke. Sorry.
This is all getting edited out.
This is.
I'm going to leave this in.
No, you know what, man? Honestly, every interview that I do, I'm always afraid that I'm going to say something stupid. That wasn't even my level of stupid. That was just immature. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally say something that people are going to be like, did you hear that son of a bitch? And I'm going to be like, I didn't mean it. It just was a joke, like.
Well, if you haven't been reviewed by Metal Success yet, just say something obnoxious and tomorrow morning.
Well, no.
We're not
If
big
it's
enough for
Metal
that.
Sucks, if it's Metal Sucks, it won't be tomorrow morning. It'll probably be like 2 months later when the entire news story has died down. Eventually, they'll pump it up. Do you enjoy doing press though?
No, I enjoy hanging out talking. So if we were just sitting at it, you guys just fucking called me. We're like, yo, I like that. Like after concerts, I like having a conversation. I don't really drink anymore, so it's like I don't mind hanging out and just saying, making dumb jokes with people and talking about whatever. You interweave some actual conversation in with just making stupid fart jokes and stuff, and I like that. But interviews I hate because everything you say is set in stone, and I find that so unsettling.
In the sense,
yeah, like if you say, well, what's this, and I say, well, I don't know, maybe it's this, I think this, like, man, like
okay,
you change your mind all the time. I change my mind constantly.
Yeah.
So when you say stuff in interviews and it's printed, it's like so set in stone, you know what I mean? It's like I try not to have opinions on anything. I might say something like, oh yeah, well that's silly, but also at the same time I may agree with the exact opposite. You know what I mean? Like there's yin yang stories, man. There's this and this, and although I acknowledge this, you may think, oh, that's what he thinks. Well, no, I mean, I just didn't talk about this. You know what I mean? There's more to the conversation, So I find it generally a bit unsettling.
But you do think there is a need to do press? Or would you be rather just happier not having to do press at all?
Truthfully, I would be happy not doing it. Yeah.
I feel you.
I mean, like, because it's like I said, I like having conversations with people. It's fine, man. It's great. Just talking about shit. Like before the interview, we're just saying whatever the fuck you want. It's fun.
Yeah, even pretty much right now, we're pretty much just rolling along. Yeah, it's not as such. Yeah.
So it's like conversations are nice. Interviews are too official.
Okay, so here's a interview type question, but I want you to be honest. How does it feel like when you write lyrics, right? Like,
true.
and when you go back and kind of revisit them, I mean, like when I'm reading the lyrics, because I'm a lyrics guy, right? I was one of those kids who kind of like leafed through the booklet. That's why I probably still buy CDs. And when I was reading the lyrics for your opening track, right, which is also the title track, and I apologize, but this is for the listeners who haven't heard it, because it's kind of odd reading out your lyrics to yourself. But you say that it's a war to me. I'll never let it be. You have lost. I have lost. See what it means to me. Paid in full with my blood and sound. Still alone, trapped in the underground. And that's that's like basically the first track itself. If you wanted, I mean, and I understand if you don't, could you kind of discuss like where that kind of came from?
It's one of those topics that turn into very not there's a topic that would just go down a road of severe anti-optimism.
Yeah, and I think that's
for
fine,
life,
right?
In general.
But I think that's fine, right? I mean, like, come on, we're in 2022. Anyone who fucking thinks that like life should only be lived with optimism and there's a road at the end of the tunnel. I mean, like that's stuff for like fucking
when God closes the door, he opens a window.
Yeah, I mean, like that's stuff for motivational speakers and guys who want to make a quick buck, right?
And then he throws a Molotov cocktail through it. No, I'm not. I'm a very pessimistic person about everything. I make jokes about being a grumpy guy in the bush, but that's dead serious. I just paint it like a joke. I don't think anything is right. I think everything is terrible, and I think so. I guess, yeah. It's not. I think like my personal views on things, I tend to not. I try to not talk about, you know what I mean? I try not to say my opinions on things or and stuff like that, about social or political things and stuff like that, or even just the general, let's say the average state of human beings or something like that. I try not to say anything because I will very much come off as a terrible, angry jerk. So that usually ends up coming out in lyrics, so, of course.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That makes
Fair
sense.
enough.
I don't know what
Okay.
else to say about that.
No, I
No,
totally
nothing.
understand.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. We're just trying to figure out where to take the conversation to now.
No, I mean, it's like life is rough. Life sucks, dude. It does. I mean, anybody who says
Yep, it
otherwise,
does.
you're fucking. I'm sorry, but if you say otherwise, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously
Delusional
not paying.
idiots are
You're not
nice,
paying
though,
attention.
sometimes.
You're not paying attention.
That's true.
Sorry?
I said go ahead.
I
Delusional
admire those
idiots.
guys.
Yeah, I admire those guys too.
I admire the ability to just trot around in life and not give a fuck about where you're going or anything. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Just
admire the ability
the confidence to be able to do something without even thinking of any repercussions or anything of that
Yeah.
sort. Just
I
because
admire
you
that. A
do
little
it.
bit.
Wow, that
Yeah.
takes balls.
It's for the guys that can, spend every day of their life working for nothing
Mm.
and be happy about it. Be like, yeah, I'm going to the bar this weekend. And you're just like, fuck, dude. Like, the thing that pisses me off the most is like, how many fucking dudes would have created incredibly good music or incredibly good art or made incredible contributions to whatever branch of science you want to say, but they couldn't because the entire fucking world not only crushed them financially, it crushed them spiritually, it crushed them emotionally, and it took what could have been a fucking Galileo, another Galileo, and turned it into a mindless fuck. And that's, man, that pisses me off, man. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to ramble about it. Moving on.
So
Here we go.
let's switch up the conversation, right? And I'm pretty sure at least this you have a slightly less pessimistic view on, right?
Favorite
And-
color is blue. Sky blue.
but like Animesh and I've been doing this podcast for about 3 years now, and since we started the podcast, right, like most of the Canadian bands that we've spoken to, and this is purely, I think, our editorial choice and our taste, is heavy metal acts, right? And since I was talking about Maniac and stuff like that, I've been following the Canadian scene for a while since I left. There's just this whole kind of heavy metal sound in there. So A, what's happening? And B, do you actually think there's a Canadian heavy metal sound?
I think probably there's really good sound out there somewhere. No, it's a good. I mean, it's a good question. It's I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think so too. And I think there is more of a Canadian rock sound. Maybe it doesn't qualify for heavy metal, but there's definitely, to me, a Canadian rock sound, and it's like this slight. A funny way to express it would be the band Prism. They have a song called Spaceship Superstar. And he says, on Mercury, they're crazy about my stellar rock and roll. Mm-hmm. I always sell out in advance at the Martian Astro Bowl. The fans, they swarm like meteorites to our concerts on the moon. You should have seen us knock them dead on Venus, doing all our favorite tunes. To me, that is what I love about Canadian rock. Is that it can be serious. Yes, of course. I mean, there's heartfelt songs, there's strong lyrical songs, and Neil Young, obviously. And although Lynyrd Skynyrd would disagree with that Southern Man song.
I thought for a second you were going to say Bryan Adams, but okay.
No, I was not going to say Bryan Adams. I put Bryan Adams on the same thing as like the Lion King soundtrack. Their songs, they exist. They were pretty okay songs, but it's the Lion King soundtrack.
Dude, he's a photographer or something now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, because if you talk to the average Indian, right, who speaks
Oh, the
English,
Indians love Brian Adams.
yeah,
Do they love him?
They love him.
Yeah. Like literally, he brought rock music to India.
He does Summer of '60. Yeah. I remember a lot of guys were making fun of him too because apparently he was like 12 years old in the summer of '69 or whatever. And I was like, what were you doing? Fucking masturbating behind a tree? Like that was the summer of '69 for you, dude? Like who you talking? You know, who you singing this song about? And does he do that little story about Jack and Jill or whatever?
What?
I don't know. A little story about a man. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Let me tell you a little story. Jack and Diane.
No.
Oh, Jack and Diane.
Clearly, we're not the Brian Adams.
Yeah,
fan.
I don't know.
If we like talked about say like Devin Townsend and dissected his albums, then like probably Animesh and I are the guys, but like Brian Adams.
That guy's a real good musician too. That Devin Townsend guy. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's fucking good. I remember when we got. I can't remember. I don't know. But anyways, he's good. Yeah, he's real good. That guy's like Skullfist is like that guy could probably play all of my guitar riffs on the opposite hand. You know, he could probably play it left-handed. Yeah. He could take my guitar and play it left-handed and be like, "Oh yeah, cool riffs, bro. Right on. See you." And I'd be like, "You son of a bitch."
But tell us about this Canadian rock sound that you're talking about. I mean, like,
oh man, it's just this thing, man. It's like there's like this. I don't know how to explain it. Like I got a terrible vocabulary. I don't even talk much. So like when I'm at home, I just talk to my dogs, and that's mostly just making noises. So it's like I don't know how to describe it, but there's like I'm sure someone could describe it in a better way. But it's just like sometimes there's like this slight humor to it, like this there's slight sarcasm almost, like you're almost mocking yourself, but not like with your lyrics, especially like the song Spaceship Superstar. Like it's a good song. It is a fucking great song, and musically and skill wise it's well done, very well. It's not a joke song at all, but it gives you this slight like I coin it as like seriously unserious sometimes.
okay.
And I think that's something that I probably naturally adopted with Skullfist, was like the music is serious, so I don't always have to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, I'm not good at describing it, but I think Canadian metal doesn't really have that, but Canadian rock does.
Okay.
Like even BTO with the Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, how he stutters the whole time. Even Taking Care of Business, you know what I mean? Like the lyrics are almost mocking the 9 to 5, but at the same time in like this, I don't know, just in this weird way, like this fine line between like, mocking it. You know, he's saying, get up in the morning to the alarm clock's warning, take the 8:15 into the city. Talking about a guy going to work, and he says, look what I do. I just sit around making music all day. I like to work at nothing all day because I'm taking care of business every day, you know. And it's almost like a brag being a musician versus being a guy and going to work. Something, but he got away with it so well.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I feel like that's. I'm sure there are other bands that do it, yeah. But of course, when I was a kid, my uncle showed me a lot of Canadian rock, and I got so into it, and still am, you know.
Do you think Skullfist in some manner can be included in this Canadian rock sound?
Sometimes, yeah, for sure. It's like people, I always hear this, people say that, I see this silliest, I'm not going to say, it's just weird things. I see people like, it's like, fuck, everybody tries so fucking hard to put everything that they see into one strict category in their brain. You know what I mean? Like, where everyone wants to have a one-word description of everything that exists in the fucking universe, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like, fuck, like you put everything into these tiny little drawers in your head, and then you get mad when it doesn't stay in the drawer. Like what she said, or he said, somebody in the background. I agree. I didn't hear them, but yeah, and I find that so something that makes me not want to interact too much, because I feel like I may accidentally, unconsciously adopt that. And I don't want to adopt that because I don't think everything belongs in these perfectly. Sorry, what I'm getting at is skullfist between hard rock and heavy metal. That's what I'm getting at, or speed metal. And someone will say, "Wait, it's not speed metal." And then someone will be like, "Oh, there's not enough slow song." And you're just like, man, dude, shut up, dude. I'm just making a record. We're not a hard rock band. We're not a heavy metal band. We're not a fucking speed metal band. We're not a thrash metal band. We're just a band. That's it. You know what I mean? Sorry, I've been seeing people message a lot, and they're always like, "Oh, there's not enough fast songs." And I'm like, man, like, because I didn't feel like writing a fast song. It doesn't mean there won't be another fast song. Doesn't mean there won't be another hard rock song, you know? Although I think there are some hard rock songs on this record, but it's always like, and I think my biggest annoyance is people always, like I said, just one word definitions of everything. And I'm just like, oh man, like it's crazy, you know?
That's weird, right? Like, I mean, when you, I'm coming to this from the other perspective. If you really like a band, or if you really like a musician who's really good at one particular kind of music, would you want them to keep writing that kind of music forever because they're so good at it? Or is it even worth asking the musician to keep on doing that? Because I don't know, then isn't the musician making music just for themselves, or is the musician then making music for, like, he's not a machine, no? He is a musician.
He's not a machine.
He's a machine. Like, sorry,
man versus machine. Yeah.
Like some bands are machines. I could argue.
AC/DC, a good machine, but still
AC/DC is a great machine.
Good machine.
Yeah,
so a very good machine.
Very good machine. Yeah,
but I mean, machine would suggest the lack of personality, but they definitely don't lack the personality.
Yeah,
musically or personally, they're a great band. But yeah, I mean, but I think what you're almost asking as well is the difference between fortune or glory, right? And that's
but
do you keep doing something because you know it will work? Yeah, or do you keep doing something because you're doing it just for you? You know what I mean? You're doing it because you want to do it, and this is how you do your thing.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's, you know, that could, yeah, I mean, you could, like, it's probably hard to define that, you know? Yeah,
but that, like, if you're receiving feedback like this, like, where are the fast songs on this record? Does that bother you at all?
No.
Does it annoy you? Me. Does it just go like?
It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, people can say whatever they want. I would never. It doesn't matter. If you like it, you do. If you don't, you don't. I mean, I don't, you know, as long as you're not yelling in my face, I don't have a problem, you know? So it's somebody comes over, fucking Amazon guy, your new record sucks. How do you even know my band? No, but I've seen it on the van outside, so I checked it out. You suck.
But when I think about it, right, I mean, like, the whole reason, and I'm using the term metal, right? I mean, you could possibly include some rock in it, but the whole idea of metal was being, you know, against what was the mainstream, against all of that, right? And it was about self-expression and kind of doing what you wanted and not like what someone told you. So, like, I find that really weird, right? That when metalheads are like, no, this band should do it
only this way. Yeah.
But why? Then you're not listening to the right kind of music if that's what you're thinking. Like, I don't know, listen to BTS.
I'm not breathing, I'm squeezing. Well, yeah, that's the fucking irony of the whole thing, right? That's the amazing irony. It's like, what? You know, and I remember seeing, I don't listen to rap music, but I remember seeing a thing of a guy in the 90s saying that rap was the new rock and roll. And people shit on him hardcore for it. But what he meant was rock and roll was originally defiance. That's it.
Yeah.
I got into heavy metal solely based, obviously the music is good, blah, 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 blah. Iron Maiden, yes, I love them. But still, one of the main attractions was the defiance, was the fuck everything.
Yep.
Fuck everybody.
Absolutely.
Fuck everything. And I do not want to join any fucking groups, any cults, any fucking parties, any clans, any gangs. I don't want to join anything. To me, that's what attracted me to heavy metal. It was a personal feeling, and it was a defiance of everything else. And I'm saying it like this to emphasize that I don't know if it's entirely like that anymore.
Well, I would like see again.
It can be, but with the social media stuff, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, social media is great. It works. It's doing its thing. Everyone's sitting like this a bit too much, but like, I don't know, man. It's easy to get sucked into the group of it. You know what I mean? Yep. The happy family thing of it. And for me, it's like, they say that analogy, if everybody jumped off a bridge, would you? I'm saying no. But if nobody jumped off that bridge, I don't know. For some reason, I would want to jump off the bridge just because fuck you guys. I'll do it then. Fuck this. So I don't know. Like, I just think that there's a natural aggression towards everything.
Yeah. And I think that's another aspect. Like the two things, at least I can kind of relate to what you said. One is the defiance and second is the aggression, right? When someone asks me when I'm a dad to a 5-year-old, why am I still listening to the same music that I did when I was 16, is because deep inside I'm still the same person, right? It's
exactly, man. Because I'm not letting that shit go, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's the essence of your child. That's not even the essence. That's you.
Yeah.
That's honoring you throughout time.
So
you don't throw pieces of yourself out.
Yeah. And I don't think that, like, I mean, again, that this is me personally, right? I still feel the same kind of angst or aggression that I did at 15, 16, but it's just that now I can't do it, right?
You can't entirely throw a desk at the wall because your kid will be standing there watching that happen and be like, yo, what the fuck, Dad? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? But no, I mean, that's you can still maintain who you are. That's why I still listen to that Lion King soundtrack, man.
Oh my God. I'm looking at animation.
Well, I just can't wait to be king. No one's saying do
that was
this.
an annoying song.
No one's saying be there. No one's saying stop that. No one's saying see here. No, see here. We all know it. We all know the dance song.
Of course.
Yeah, we all know it. Yeah.
One of the first ever cassettes I ever bought.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at you. I mean, for me,
my dad had the CD. Yeah, my dad had the CD when I was a kid.
For me, it was actually Jungle Book. That was the one. That's the one I know from start to finish.
I'm trying to think of the one song there that the big the big ape is singing there. He's singing
I gotta walk like you, talk like
you. I want to talk like you. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Oh my God. See, that I think this is what happens, right? And I think that's the beautiful part about music. Like, even though like some of this music we talk about, but it's just like deep in the recesses of our brains.
Yep, it'll never leave.
Yeah, it'll never leave.
I guess things are all these things that we're talking about. I mean, we're just brushing on them. They're obviously much more longer conversations and much more unique scenarios and things like that. But
so when are you coming to India next?
I don't know when Shantaram 3 comes out. I'm gonna take the Shantaram tour.
Actually, you know what? There is one in Bombay. But here's the deal for you, right? And you said, like, in interviews, if you say something, it's set in stone. So I'm saying something in an interview and setting it stone. Next time you're down in India, we'll take you on the Shantaram tour of Bombay.
Do they have one? Is
Yeah,
that a
they
thing?
do.
Oh,
Yes, they
my
do.
God.
Yes,
I
they
do.
do.
Just for
I-
the irony of it, I want to. Yes, just for the irony. No, but actually playing there. I mean, I got, as long as things are in a relatively okay state, you know what I mean, where I don't think I'm going to get sick. That's why I canceled that Europe tour. You know,
Mhm.
I canceled the Europe tour because I just don't feel like dealing with all that Corona shit. You know, and so assuming things go normal, unless they just get worse and we keep on declining, which is
Seems to be the way we're going, right?
Yeah, I think it does, man.
Yeah, that is a downer of a conversation, but it
Yeah.
is like
What
a
it
real
is.
conversation to have.
Yeah.
Totally.
Ah. So what's
So-
what's next for you guys at the moment, and what's next for Skullfest? Sorry, I said you.
Triple platinum, bro. That's nice.
in India.
We're getting that
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy my own yacht.
Tomorrow by then, yeah, tomorrow by this time you'll be quadruple platinum in
All
India.
right, I'm gonna
Actually,
buy a
wait.
yacht and then burn it.
So here, since you talked about social media and stuff like that, right? Have you all been sucked into the TikTok and kind of
No.
make videos and shit like that? Would you do it?
No. I see, you know, I think it, the obsession with attention and the addiction to attention. I think that's something that nobody's really acknowledged yet. Especially the addiction to attention, the need for constant attention, I think is a really scary thing. And no doubt I've had that in my 20s. Absolutely. Looking back at myself in the late 20s, mid 20s, stuff like that, when we started touring, yeah, I absolutely loved the attention and I craved it. And anyone who says they didn't, and anyone who says they don't, 90% of the time they're lying.
Yep.
You know, they're just talking shit and they're not being honest with themselves. But yeah, of course I did, you know, and it became something. And I guess in a sense, when I was young, I never really cared about attention. I liked doing what I was doing. I didn't have a lot of friends. I would just skateboard, to go home, work on, play guitar and stuff like that. That's all I did when I was a kid. Socialized occasionally, but like I said, I didn't really have any good friends when I was a kid. But then when the music stuff happened, we started touring. I got addicted to attention. I got addicted to this fucking you know. And I think lots of people are doing that now on their own levels. Everyone has their own level on how and what parameters they go for attention, and posting on the internet, spending time staring at other people's attention, or all of those things. I think there's a whole bunch of fucking problems going on. That's what I'm getting at. And so those TikToks and all that stuff, man, like I don't even like going on Instagram, dude. It's like, I say this all the time, man, if I could just record a record and then just walk away and never fucking look at it again, I would be more happy with that than having to go through the motion of posting things on the internet and stuff like that. And I find it just brings me down, man. Just makes me, I find it absolutely fucks with me emotionally, no doubt, mentally.
Thanks for sharing. I mean, like, and I have to commend you just for being honest about it, right? Because,
but I like videos, though. I do very much enjoy making funny content, like fucking around. I love fucking around. But that whole thing where like you post something and then you feel that fucking urge to check it and see how it's doing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't
that's
get that
fucking
either.
crazy,
Yeah.
dude. That
is crazy.
Yeah,
No,
and everything
I
this thing is trying really hard to get you to do that. You know what I mean? Like this app is doing everything it can to get you to keep checking it every 20 minutes or whatever it is. So but it's bonkers, man. I find it scary,
I mean, I initially noticed that with blogging, and that was like just text, right? You want to see the numbers, you want to see how many people have commented, liked, and now like Instagram is just like, I literally have to just keep the phone aside, like I've done right now, so I can just look. Otherwise, I'm constantly looking on my phone, right? So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah, like I'm fucking currently checking to see this is for an interview thing, but yeah, that person haven't even. No, I'm hearing nothing. Nobody's there. What is that all about?
This is what happens with multiple time zones and shit like that.
Yeah. But she was supposed to. I don't know, man. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. You feel like
Were
a
you
dick if you
supposed-
miss one.
Yeah.
Just blame the Lion King for it.
Yeah, fuck, dude, man. If I could show you the world. Oh wait, no, that's Aladdin.
That's Aladdin. Yeah.
Yeah. On a magic carpet ride, a whole new world.
We did this awesome thing. Yeah. We did this. Sorry, just because you brought up Aladdin and this particular song, a couple of nights back, we were playing a game, a YouTube video basically, which said, "Can you guess this theme based on whatever small 10-second
Yeah.
kind of hooks?" And wow, like the Aladdin theme, just what a brilliant theme.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about music and defiance and all those things, I mean, of course, that's not all music is.
Of course,
That's why I hate
yeah.
having this. So this is why I hate having these conversations, because at some point someone's gonna go, "Well, that guy makes folk music, and that's not defiant. This guy's a phony," you know. And
Yeah.
so that's why I always like. But yeah, I mean, the composition on Aladdin stuff, even it was good, man. Like they did some crazy shit, you know.
They did some really good stuff.
Yeah, there's some great stuff, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I remember hearing you remember that fucking song? It was a rap song. There was that Tupac guy that actually wrote some cool lyrics. There were some lyrics that he wrote that were actually nice, like for where he was in life, in his lifestyle and stuff like that. There was some lyrics. So I was like, this is nice. And I only got exposed to it when I was younger. Somebody I knew had liked him a lot, and I was friends with them. And so I'd end up hearing some of it. I remember thinking like, oh, these are actually decent lyrics. And so like, but I remember this song. It was, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson." Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
that's this, right?
ooh.
Outcast.
How does he do it? Ooh, yeah. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. That melody of that song was cool, and that's a good melody. So like musically, you could take so many roads. You could just go for melodies and find whatever melodies you want wherever, which I do sometimes. But I miss the defiance of heavy metal. I do. I miss when it was badass. I'll be like, but what do you even do at this point to do something badass? You know what I mean? Like
What is badass anymore?
Well, yeah, like what exactly? Like what the hell are you gonna do? Like you gonna murder somebody? Like what the hell is left? Like
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, probably just, I don't know. Speaking your mind is probably.
I guess.
more-
Yeah, just trying to be
Being honest.
yourself, I'm guessing. Yeah.
It's kind of like a refreshing change, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But we're all just almost honest.
Yeah. The next album is called Honesty. What do you mean I'm not that honest? I only lied once or twice. I'm being honest with myself and you. These words I speak are true.
Hello, me, meet the real me.
Oh,
Absolutely.
God,
Yeah,
had
there
to.
you go. There you go.
Hey, he
Turns
said
out I
it.
wasn't. Yeah.
He said it, not me.
Let's fucking. How do you play that again? I think I can probably play that.
Fuck, the number of memes on that are like unbelievable.
Hello, me, meet the real me.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hello, me, meet the real me. I'm being real honest with you. I don't like pizza and pineapple. I'm not really a politician. I'm more of a liberal, not a conservative. I made my own beer.
Nice story.
That story. Tell it to metal, or tell it to metal sucks. Finding bands that do something funny and then say it wasn't a joke. Put them on the internet and now they're fucking broke.
Truth bombs. Truth bombs, not sweating bullets.
And I'm not making, yeah. I'm not making fun of Dave Mustaine. I love Megadeth. Like Rust in Peace is
We
one of the
love,
coolest
Horns
records
Up.
ever.
Horns Up does not.
Yeah.
Horns Up are total fans of Megadeth too.
Yeah.
Just putting
I
it
like
out
it.
there, Dave. If
Yeah.
you manage to hear this, don't worry. We'll come to your next Bombay gig.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
At least
I'll be
we have
there
a
too.
crowd here. Oops.
We'll take them on the
Ooh, truth
Oh.
bombs.
Truth bombs.
take them on the Shantaram tour. All right, Dave. You may know what this is. This is opium.
Well, he said it, not me.
I mean, that's not saying something we didn't know. Dave is a substance guy. Everybody is at some point.
Yeah.
Did I just blow my chances of ever touring with Megadeth? I don't know.
Well, at least your band's name is not Rotting Christ, right? Then that's like.
Well, yeah,
the
that's not. There's like imagine being Rotting Christ, like asking Megadeth to go tour. Like, hey man, can we open for you? And he's
But
just
that
like,
actually happened, yeah.
Yeah,
really?
it did. He got them off. He didn't do a tour with them, or did he get them
So
canceled?
he got them off the gig. They were supposed to
oh,
play.
that was that.
That was
band.
like really, yeah.
Oh.
Like quite a few years back, around 10 years back or something.
Yeah, this is some time ago.
Ah.
This was religious.
Yeah, when he had just
Dave.
born again.
See,
Whatever.
That's to me. That's
They met. Rotting Christ met the real him.
Yeah.
And
See, I'm not
his-
gonna go like Rotting Christ. What?
No, nothing. I just said that they met the real him and his misfit way of life.
Yeah. Welcome, Devil's Island.
He stopped playing the song.
Jesus Island. Bible Island.
Yeah, he stopped playing that. He stopped playing The Conjuring. He wrote them off. He said that those songs I'll never ever even touch or mention because they don't align with my views anymore.
Just for people for reference, we're just having fun. We're just having fun. We're not shitting on the guy. We're just teasing him
Absolutely
a bit. I
not.
expect
Absolutely
people
not.
to do
Yeah.
the same. You could tease me that I sound like I tease myself all the time. So any joke you have against me, I probably said it about myself already. So wow.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
Wow.
I'm gonna be the bummer here because I have to get back to doing
Whoa.
other stuff now.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So
hey man, I work constantly. So
let's record an outro.
All right.
it sucks that you have to be whoever is editing all of this. That sucks for you, man, because it's gonna take you a long time.
It's okay.
It's a job. Someone got to do it.
Alrighty.
Dun, 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 dun. I have a cover of my old band when we were kids playing that song live. Actually,
Yeah.
that's how I know how to play it. Yeah.
Is
You
it
should
on
release
YouTube? Is that
No.
on YouTube?
No, I don't put any of that shit on YouTube. I got a thing of me singing live at a concert, breaking the law. It's video,
Uh-huh.
and I'm singing it. I'm singing parts of it in French for no reason.
I
It's
love how
like,
breaking the law.
breaking the law. Yeah. And then it says, "Cancel les lois, cancel les lois."
Breaking the Law is one of the best songs to play live,
know.
man. Fuck.
Well,
I love how
it's
it was like,
staple.
yep, exactly. One of the first 5 songs a band wants to play.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Probably.
that's the metal song "Paranoid" as well. "Paranoid" was one people play a
Paranoid, yeah.
lot.
Paranoid, Breaking the Law.
But,
What
you
else?
could say "Peace Sells." "Peace Sells" was also
Nothing else matter.
Dude, Peace Cells, like to be able to pull it off? No way.
well,
that
the solos. No, but we were kids. You just fake them. You don't. Nobody knows.
yeah.
But the standards of cover songs have gotten very high. You know what I mean? So when we were little kids, you can do terrible versions of songs and people were still cool with it.
I agree. Been there, done that. These days,
Yeah.
like all these new bands coming up, fuck, they're like covering what Dream Theater and Meshuggah and stuff, and you're just
That's,
like, dude,
I don't know how anyone can spend that much time learning somebody else's songs. I can't do it, man. I can't. I tried to learn Yngwie Malmsteen multiple times throughout my life and gave up every fucking time. I did, man. Even some Marty Friedman solos too. I didn't even like. I'd listen to them. I'd be like, dude, I'm not fucking trying that. Like, go to hell. I'm not like. I can't sit down and fucking. Okay, like, no, dude, no.
It doesn't happen. It
No,
just doesn't
no.
happen.
I couldn't even figure out how to play fucking Blackened properly when I was a kid. Couldn't fucking do it. Riff was so weird to me. I probably still couldn't figure it out.
Metallica's Blackened.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I don't even want to know. But like, I don't know what it actually does. I'm just faking it.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's why Skullfist is caveman metal.
That's a nice way to describe this music, though.
Yeah, it's caveman metal. That's the riff Madman. Sounds like sounds like a Neanderthal smashing around the bush with a club.
Caveman metal.
Yeah, caveman metal.
There you go. That's your blabbermouth headline.
Yeah.
Only caveman metal is real metal, says Johnny Nesta. just blame it on him. I'm not even playing that band anymore. How could I have said that? You said it. I heard him.
Oh god.
If this was caveman metal, that makes you Captain Caveman.
Yeah, it makes me Ooga Chugga. I am a chief Ooga Booga.
That was a whirlwind of a conversation, and thank you so much for staying real and keeping it so entertaining for us.
Hey man, caveman metal all the way.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Stay cave.
If you end up doing this, like probably just 10% commission to Hornshop helps you.
Well, are you gonna have
find
to?
this.
I mean,
Oh wait,
I'll
we'll
run,
just
but you guys will find
No, we know what. Yeah, we know what
we-
we want to do.
Yeah, or just let's get rock and roll originals to like make a T-shirt of this, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Caveman metal.
yeah, caveman metal.
Caveman
And like,
metal.
I got fucking my dad when I was a kid. People always said I had like these ginormous like caveman eyebrows.
Mhm.
So it's just a natural Neanderthal evolution. And I can barely speak English anyway. So I mean, like, the next album will be a series of grunts.
That'll sell.
So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but an Italian death metal band actually did it. There's no lyrics. It's just grunts and whatever sounds.
But isn't that what pornogrind music is in any case?
Well, no, actually has no lyrics.
Pornogrind doesn't have any lyrics.
Well,
Like, he's not singing anything. He's just going.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, I like that. That's cool. That's awesome. That was just doing something. Okay, what else could we do that would be cool and a complete fuck off to everything?
It's like
Don't even
what,
write lyrics. Just make
Yeah.
grunting sound. All right, I'm in.
Tibetan throat vocals?
Throat vocals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That shit's cool, eh? And they just
That
hold
shit's-
it forever.
Fuck, awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's great.
okay, let's do take 3 of outro.
What's the outro?
What's the outro?
What are
Oh,
we
okay.
What's the outro?
Yeah,
I
what are
don't
we
know.
doing?
All right. Okay, cool. Here goes. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, this was a conversation with Popsicle Pete.
Obstacle Pete says stay cave.
There you go. If you want more such conversations, please do let us know. As always, we are at hornsupod.com or on Twitter at hornsupod. I'm at Asmani on Twitter.
I'm a trend crusher.
Popsicle Pete is marching.
Oh wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was perhaps the best horns up we've ever recorded.
What's up, guys?
Was that it? Are we done?
Yep, that's it.